Hi guys, it's Tammy, Rouzi, and Tito, and we're sharing one of our Instagram live sessions with you guys. This was a killer workout. It will definitely get into your glutes, your hamstrings, your core. So enjoy it, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hopefully you guys can see I will explain it to you guys when I get there.
That's good, Rouzi.
Alright guys, let's warm up again, knee to chest. Let's try to do 10 on each side.
Okay guys, we're going to have another variation of a squat today. We're introducing the sumo squat. Perfect.
And let's do 10 of these.
Now the stance is going to be a little different for the sumo squat. We're going to go over it. And in general, when you're doing a sumo squat, for people who are dealing with low back pain, it's a little bit easier on their low backs if we're adding weight and also a little bit more work for your glutes. Alright, you ready to start it off?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so sumo squat's the first one. You're going to get in a wide stance. So Tammy, get in that wide stance. So you're going more than shoulder width apart, and you're pointing your toes out a little bit more than what you usually do.
Okay. So you can't really see, but like my toes are out a little bit when you plant them.
Here. Not too bad?
Yeah, just show it. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, even go a little wider.
No, here's just come
Okay.
back here, please.
Now let's go for it. Okay.
Okay guys, so my feet are a little bit wider than my shoulders and my toes are pointing outwards a little bit, and then we'll just do the same squat. Now, sorry, for those of you who can't do this, you can just try to do a sit to stand, you know, a variation of a squat.
Exactly. Now you're still aware that you want the ankles line up with your knees. Okay, make sure once you come all the way up, you really squeeze your glutes. And again, you're trying to prevent yourself from sitting forward, and you want to sit back. Perfect, Tammy. And make sure you're contracting every little bit of muscle you have, and at the same time you're gripping the toes on the ground as well. You're supersetting this with a wall push-up.
Okay, so here we go. You can just put your hands on the wall. So I'm going to be in this position, and from there I'm just going to push in and out. Okay?
Exactly. Now as you're doing this, again, I want you to be aware you don't want to have any tension in your low back, so engage that core. Make sure the spine's neutral. Make sure you keep your hands, don't put them above your shoulders, maybe just slightly under your shoulders, and your elbows either have them tucked in or slightly outwards. You don't really want to go 90-degree at the armpit. Perfect. And at the same time, contracting those shoulder blades together. Really feel that squeeze. Your first stretch is a calf stretch.
Okay, so I'm just going to use the couch here so you guys can see. What I'm doing is I'm just going to bring one leg forward, and then I'm leaning in, and my knee is pretty straight as I go in.
Perfect. Now we haven't implemented any calf stretches at all, so since we worked out our calf last time doing the calf raises, we're going to stretch our calves, and I believe we're going to stretch our soleus as well. Oh, Tito's sleeping. And guys, Tammy's phone's out of battery, so I can't read your comments right now, but I will read them at the end of the video, and I'll answer all the questions that you guys have asked.
Great.
Ready, round two?
So now I'm going to do it on this side so you can kind of see what I'm doing with my glutes too. Again, feet are hip width wider than hip width apart.
Beautiful. Okay, and again, as you're doing this, you're thinking about engaging your core, you're thinking about sitting back. It's fine if your toes are slightly coming off, but I want you to be aware that you really want to plant those toes to the ground as well and grip that ground with it. But you are driving all that strength straight from your heel and bringing it upwards. Once you come all the way up, make sure you squeeze your glutes. Perfect. Good job. Tell me, how are the push-ups feeling?
I mean, last week we did the one on the ground, so this is definitely a lot easier, but I still feel it. I'm trying to squeeze my shoulder blades together.
And I need you guys to concentrate on contracting. Today we have an exercise, we're doing bicep curls with no weights. And I really want you guys to understand what contracting feels like in an exercise that usually we do with weights. We're gonna do it without weights and see how that feels for you guys.
And we'll jump into the calf stretch again. So all I'm doing is I'm putting my foot, my toes up on the couch, and then I'm just leaning forward. You can definitely do this on the wall too, because then you can kind of get a support.
Right, and the feeling that you want to feel, you really want to feel that burning sensation all in that calf area. You feeling it, Tammy?
Yes.
Perfect. Guys, and the weather is great today. If you have a chance to get outside, maybe for a bike ride, for a walk, make sure you do so.
Okay, last set.
Okay. Let's go for it. Get some deep breaths in there. There we go. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Our breathing, it's going to be like this, except if I were to use let's say if I'm doing a barbell squat, then I would definitely want to hold my breath in, go down, come up, then exhale, just to make sure I keep my core nice and tight. Okay, so just make sure that core is staying nice and tight. You're contracting your shoulder blades, you're sitting back. Okay, and when you're doing the push-ups, think about contracting your shoulder blades together, engaging your core. What I like to do also, I'll engage my glutes also. Okay? The more muscles I engage as I'm exercising, the more oxygen I'm going to use and the better workout I'm going to get. So think about engaging everything as we're moving.
And definitely you can make this harder. The further you are from the wall, the more of an incline you're in, so the stronger you will feel that stretch. Oh, my stretch.
Perfect. Now, the next exercise we're going to do a lateral lunge again, but last time we were stationary, so we had wide stance, we'd go one side, come back up. This time what I want you to do, if you guys have done parts class, I've seen them doing this a ton, you're going to step to the side, do it for me, lunge, back up. Perfect. We're going to do 8 on each side.
Okay, now for those of you who can't do this, we are going to do the same, either hip abductions, or you can do flexion, okay?
I'd rather flexion.
Okay, whatever you guys are more comfortable with.
Now when we're doing the side, the lateral lunge, what I need you guys to be aware of, minimize the impact. So I don't really want to hear you, boom, taking that step to the side. You want to be very gentle with it, smooth, less impact, the better it is for the joints, because we do want all these training sessions to be low impact training sessions. Okay? So I want you guys to be aware, don't plant hard as you're stepping. Slowly come back up and think about engaging everything as you're doing this. There we go. And it's always going to take some practice, guys. I can't tell you enough. Everything we do is practice and repetition. So the more we do it, the more comfortable you're going to get, the better you will be at doing that exercise. So as you're doing this, think about engaging your core. Think about having that ankle lined up with your knee. Good job. And you're doing it with your bicep curls. Okay. So what I want here, guys, I want you guys to forget about the wall. Come forward, shoulders back, chest forward. Okay? I want you guys to make a fist and squeeze that fist as hard as you can. And I want you to exhale, come up, back down. Now I need you guys to think about flexing your biceps the entire time. I'm flexing, start it off. I'm flexing every little bit of muscle I have in my arms as I'm doing this. I'm trying to think about squeezing, making that fist. Okay, that's automatically going to force you to flex. And slowly come up, back down. Do you feel that? Even though we're not using any weights, shoulders back, chest forward, even though we're not using any weights, it's still engaging my muscle. And this is what I'm talking about when I constantly say, make sure you're contracting the muscles that you're using. Okay? This is the easiest way you can show someone what that contraction feels like. because almost all of us can squeeze our biceps. We just need to make a fist, squeeze, and bring arm towards our shoulder.
Great, that's 10.
Perfect. And your stretch is your Achilles stretch, is your soleus stretch.
Okay guys, so the difference between this stretch and the first stretch that we did is that in the first one, the leg we're stretching is going to stay straight. In this one, what I want you to do is bend and then go forward. So if I'm here, I'm bending my knee and then I'm bringing my weight forward. So I feel the stretch in the lower part of my calf, okay?
Exactly. So in the first one, if you felt the stretch all up here, this one you're really gonna feel it down, and you might feel it the most towards your Achilles, which is totally fine. That's what I want you guys to feel. I need you guys to feel that pull. And for those of us that deal with any plantar issue, if you have plantar fasciitis, this is one of your go-to stretches, okay? The more you pull on this calf, the more you pull on that Achilles or your soleus, the more you pull on that plantar, and the better off you will be when it comes to pain in your bottom of your feet.
You guys ready? Second set.
Go for it.
It's not easy. Just one thing I'm gonna do it sideways again. You guys be mindful that your knee doesn't go forward when you're doing this, right? Because if you did this last week and your knee went too forward, you probably hurt your knee a little bit.
You might feel some discomfort, exactly. And I need you guys to be aware, again, you don't want your knee going to the side, you don't want it coming in. You want that, perfect, I mean, you want that was really good. You want that knee lined up with that ankle. Good job, guys. Make sure you really engage that core as well. You keep that neutral spine. And what I like to do, I like to exhale on the way up as I explode. So when I take my step, I go down. I want to do it nice and slow, but as I come up, I really want to explode up. Perfect. Good job.
It's actually hard.
Look at you. Those of us who have done this with Parth, kudos to you. See him doing it all the time. Ready? Shoulders back, chest forward. So the entire time you're thinking about squeezing your shoulder blades together, really contracting your shoulder blades and making that fist and squeeze back down. As I go back down, again, I'm squeezing. I'm thinking about keeping that constant contraction in the muscle. And again, it goes back to the longer I put the stress on the muscle, the better work I'm going to get. And eventually I need you guys to, maybe if you guys don't have dumbbells, maybe use a heavy book, maybe use some grocery bags, just make sure they're the same weight.
And make sure you're wearing gloves if you're holding your grocery bags.
Do you guys see Tito? He's passed out today. He got a new toy he was playing along. Trying to teach him how to fetch. It's harder said than done. Okay guys, we're almost there, halfway through. This third set?
Yes.
Perfect. And even here, you're thinking about contracting your shoulder blades together. I can't tell you guys enough how important it is that how many repetitions we have during our day with shoulders back, chest out. Okay, the more I'm doing this, so if I'm exercising, I want to concentrate on that the entire time. Because the more I do it, the less I have to think about good posture. And posture, guys, plays such a big role. Such a big role. So Tammy here, 10 years from now, Tammy from 10 years is going to thank her for putting her shoulders back and keeping her chest forward. Because the older we get, the more challenging this becomes. Especially for women. Because of your breast, it's more challenging to keep those shoulders back and chest forward. Bicep curls, last set. Squeeze my fingers. So a really good way is you get someone to place their fingers on your spine and your mid-back, and you ask them to squeeze those fingers with your shoulder blades.
Oh my god. 7.
You feel it in your biceps?
Yeah.
Good job. I hope you guys are feeling it too. If you're not feeling it, you're not contracting. So make sure you learn how to contract.
Last stretch for this.
Okay. Now our next exercise is going to be a tough one. It's the single leg deadlift. Guys, make sure You keep a slight bend in the knee that's planted, so the foot that's planted, that knee started up. Oh, you want a break? You want water?
No, can you just move over a little bit? I want to make sure at least parts of my body are in this. Okay. All right, guys.
Okay, so what I like to do, I like to go into that dorsiflexion. Perfect. And come up this week, you're bringing knee up as well. Beautiful. For those of us who can't do this, wow, Tammy, that's really good. Limit the range, see how it feels. Hold on to a wall, hold on to a chair. What you need to be aware of, you want a slight bend in this knee, or it's going to turn into like a ballerina move if that leg's fully straight. You want to make sure the hips are leveled. Okay, you want to make sure you also feel it in your glutes as you're taking it back. Perfect. Wow. Tammy is really impressing me today. And Tito didn't let her sleep, so. Perfect. So you're thinking about keeping the core engaged, contracting your shoulder blades together, staring at one thing to help with your balance, making sure you feel that stability fighting in your ankle. Beautiful. Making sure the hips are leveled. Okay, and what I mean by that, it's your mind is always want to make it easier, and it's going to try to compensate, and it wants you to open up, which makes it a little bit easier, but you want to make sure you bring that hip down and level it out. Okay, and maybe in 2 weeks from now, when we'll progress this one again, maybe we add some weights. You can hold on to your hands. Good job, Tammy.
That's 6.
That's
I love
really
this
good.
exercise. It's probably my favorite exercise because I feel like you're working out your whole body.
Perfect. And again, guys, when it comes to compound exercises, make sure you're breathing constantly in and out. So I would inhale, exhale on the way up.
Whew.
And you're doing it with your lateral sideways. So this one, it's a little bit more challenging to engage because I need you guys to engage your shoulders. So again, go back to making a fist, shoulders back, chest forward, squeeze, guys. Squeeze as hard as you can, okay? And up, back, down. And I want you guys to think about engaging everything. So here, as I'm squeezing, my lats are gonna engage, my chest is gonna engage. I always wanna engage that core anyways. My shoulder blades are engaging, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Perfect. It might help you guys. If you guys can't feel any, do you feel this in your shoulders?
Yeah.
If you guys aren't feeling this in your shoulders, maybe just hold something in your hands and think about squeezing them.
I feel it in my upper back too. Like
Perfect.
as I bring my scapula together.
Perfect. Or a shoulder stretch. You pick whatever you want. I like to do this. So what I'm doing, I'm taking one arm straight across my body, taking the other hand and placing it on my elbow or right behind my elbow and pulling it in towards myself. I want to feel a stretch all through here. And deep breaths. Then other side. I'm proud of all of you guys. Good job, especially Tammy. God damn. I think the wedding is really motivating.
That's not happening now, so.
Okay, you ready? Round 2? Let's go for it. Single leg deadlift. So slight bend in the knee. Making sure the hips are leveled. Making sure the core is engaged. When it comes to balance, again, as always, stare at one thing really helps with the balance. What else can I tell you? If you go into that dorsiflexion on the foot that's off the ground, so meaning you point your toe towards yourself, it makes it a lot easier to keep that leg straight and for you to feel your glutes engage as you go all the way back and you bring that leg up. Perfect. Okay, I hope all of your balance is improved just like Tammy has. I cannot believe how easily she's doing this.
But you guys, another thing is that the stretching really helps, right? Like if I wasn't doing all the hip stretches, I wouldn't be able to go as far as I'm going right now.
Very true.
Because either you would start having like cramps or...
Also the hamstring, guys. The hamstring plays such a big role here. More than anything, you are doing a hamstring exercise right now. So you feel that big pull right in the back of the thigh. So if you guys are super tight, there's no way you'll be able to go too deep. So make sure you go back to the stretches. you stretch the hell out of that hamstring, okay? And if you guys follow Tammy's classes, she's doing a ton of stretching with you guys, which is gonna help a ton with the exercises like this specifically. And guys, breathing plays such a big role here. So make sure as you exhale, you squeeze, you tighten those core muscles, which you will have way better balance at the end of the day.
Whew.
Good job.
Oh, I messed that one up. One more time. Oh, I can't. I'm losing it. Hold on. One more time. Let me finish off strong.
You gotta squeeze the core, squeeze the core. There you go. There you go. Okay, let's go for the arm raise. That's it. There we go. And again, here you're thinking about squeezing those shoulder blades together, chest out. Make sure you think about contracting. That's the goal here. You think about squeezing and contracting. These two exercises, the main reason they're in there is to show you guys what it feels like to contract. And as you contract the muscle and you're doing an exercise that's completely different compared to if I gave you weight and I just said bring it to your side, okay? This is really showing you what it feels like to engage the muscles that you need to use while you're doing a specific exercise. All right.
One more set?
One more set.
Okay. Actually, again, this side that I had my problems, it's so much harder for me to do it on this side than my strong side.
And bring that hip a little lower. So as we fatigue, usually, especially in the third set, the body wants to find ways to make it easier. So this is the time that you're going to make most of your mistakes, when your body's tired and fatigued. Okay? Just think about your cues. Make sure there's a slight bend in my knee. Make sure my core is engaged. Make sure my back is contracted. Making sure that I'm in that dorsiflexion, so try to keep that leg straight. Making sure the hips are leveled, guys. This is the biggest part of this exercise, and one of the most common mistakes is that the hips not leveled. You got to make sure those hips are leveled and up and back.
That's why I like to put my hands on my hips, so I know if this one's going up, I'm giving it like a cue. Hey, bring that one down, right? So I'll show you guys what Rouzi means is if I do this, right?
Exactly.
Look at where my hip is. The hip is supposed to be here. When the hip is here, in order for this leg to come up, you actually have to squeeze your glute and kick up, right? That's why if you see that your body's going down and you're here, just think about, am I squeezing my glute? Because as soon as you activate that glute, just bring your toe in a little bit, squeeze your glute, and then you can kick up.
Exactly. There we go. Last set.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Alright guys, we're almost there. We'll have another session on Friday, so we'll finish off this week with a bang. It'll be postural exercises mainly. We'll be on the ground. Hopefully we'll find an angle that our entire body can fit. Mine definitely won't fit. So that's why Tammy does a lot of these exercises, because I do not fit in the picture ever.
Sorry, did I wake you up, Tito?
It is, it's tough to be tall. There we go. Again, think about engaging, think about contracting. Really feeling your muscles engage, even though you're doing it with absolutely no weights at all. Perfect. Exhale, inhale out.
Oh, good. Do we have one more?
You have 5 minutes.
Okay. I can do one set of one exercise. What do you have?
What I have is on the ground. Well, that's going to change our whole angle. You know what I was thinking? Let's do one more set of the sumo squat.
Yeah, we can do that. You guys, let's
guys.
finish up strong. We'll do one
more sumo squat, okay? And again, the
this.
reason I chose this one, again, the more we kill those glutes, the better off you guys will be. Less low back discomfort. Just make sure, as you're doing all this strengthening, I need you guys to stretch a ton. The more stress you put on the muscle, the tighter it's going to get.
Right.
Okay?
Sorry, for you guys who can't do the sumo squat, again, if you have sumo squat, if you have a chair, you just do sit to stance, okay?
Exactly.
Just like that.
Exactly.
Let's do it
now. So make sure it's if I keep killing my glutes, or if I keep concentrating on specific muscles that are going to get tied up, then it might cause me discomfort. I need you guys to stretch and roll. Okay? So a lot of the times when you're feeling discomfort in the low back, it's coming straight from the glutes. So the more you roll, you stretch that glute, like a really good stretch I like to do. You can do this while you're watching TV.
More.
Ankle on the knee, bring your chest towards that knee. And I'm feeling a good pull all across here. Okay? Now I would do this personally just because I do deal with low back discomfort from all those years of abuse in sports and 1,000,001 injuries. Stretching works wonders for me. So I hope you guys really pick that up and you guys do the same.
Okay guys, that's it. He kicked my butt.
Proud of you guys.
Tito's gotta say goodbye because
Well
I know a lot of you guys just come to see him.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure you give us the support we need. Like our videos, share our videos, and subscribe to our channel.